the problem with pyro-CBs for firefighting is that the winds that are generated by these storms, because they are storms, are very, very unpredictable and they can be very strong. So they will suck air in and they can create really much more intense fires. So you have a feedback cycle where you've already got a very intense fire. The fire is creating its own climate. It's making the fire even more intense, and so on. So it goes into this sort of feedback loop where it's sucking in all of this this air and moisture, and then it's punching right up into the stratosphere where it's cooling. And it's just basically an unpredictable fire monster. Fire thunderstorms are basically like a symptom of a very bad disease, that you've got a climate that is now very conducive to dangerous fire, and you've got overgrown landscapes with too much fuel. And if you put those things together, you're going to have these very intense fires, unfortunately. And so we've got to decarbonise, and we also have to manage our landscapes much more carefully. Fire thunderstorm, or a pyrocumulonimbus, is like a chimney where you have a huge fire burning on the ground and the smoke is going up in a column right up into the stratosphere, and it's twisting around and it's creating incredibly strong winds. And on the edge, down on the land surface, you can get tornadoes, you can get lightning coming out of the clouds, you can get black hail. So the reason these things get going is because when you have a very intense fire and you have an unstable atmosphere, there's so much smoke going up into the atmosphere, it starts drawing in extra moisture, and the cooling. So you have all of this moisture and it starts cooling. And as it's cooling, it starts releasing heat and lifting, so you get convection, and so you get this drawing up from all of the smoke that cools down all of the water vapor. So you get a little bit of rain, but it just generally is sucking up, and it's like a giant heat engine that all of the energy that's in the water vapor is being lofted up into the sky. I would be very certain that Europe is going to see more of these fire thunderstorms in the next few years, as the climate continues to warm and we're getting more and more heat waves and more intense fire weather. We're seeing fire thunderstorms popping up all over the northern hemisphere at the higher latitudes in the boreal forest. We're seeing them in Australia. So when we get these very intense fires, you can create these storms. Now you're getting such dry, dangerous conditions in Western Europe. You're almost certainly, now you've had one, I would think you're almost certainly going to have more in the coming years. And I wouldn't be surprised if you had some more this summer if you continue to get such extreme heat.